Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Casey at the back. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Only from KTEL. I wanna dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Oh my God, I was just outside talking to my neighbors, one of which is a retired teacher and the other one is a retired structural engineer. And they're like, now you make videos, what do you do? And I was like trying to explain it to them a little bit. And they're like, is that what we hear over there? And I'm like, yeah, that's what you hear over there. So anyway, how are you guys doing today? Okay, I've got some drama to talk about today. This is my 15th Jeffree Star video in a row. I wish, listen, okay? I wish some other people would get into some drama so I would have somebody else to talk about. But yes, I do have a couple things I want to talk about with Jeffree Star because I've been following the release of this palette. I took notes. I want to get it exactly how he said it. So we're going to talk about what Jeffree Star had to say about the release of his palette and the criticism that he's received. We're also going to talk about Nikkie tutorials. Look at how big my beard is, you guys. It is Santa Claus at this point. And I'm getting my hair cut on Friday. I'm going to trim up my beard, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to fresh and clean over here. And then I have a little bit of drama I'd like to talk about with James Charles, and maybe even something to do with Logan Paul and Daniel PRATT. If I get to that, I might make another video about that, but just a quick mention in here, and something to do with Shane Dawson. There's a lot of drama going on, okay? But before I do it, I just want to say, I put this up on my Twitter last night. I also reshared it on my Instagram story. Did you guys know that Dylan, Joe Exotic's from the Tiger King, Joe Exotic's current husband, he just started a TikTok, and his very first TikTok was him doing the dance to Carol Baskin, killed her husband, whacked him. It's so funny. And I'm like, I live for the shade that this is the very first TikTok that he has ever put out there in the world. So Dylan, I think that, I'm sure he has no clue who I am, but I thought that it was fantastic that that was like the very first TikTok he ever put out. So anyway, for that, I say, use that fan. We'll put that fan over here for a little bit. Okay, let's get into this video. Now, I know everybody's here because they want to hear about the Jeffree Star stuff, so I'll talk about that first. So, Jeffree Star came out, and he put up a video today, and the video is called, hold on a second, I just had it up. The video is called, Responding to the Backlash over my, over my cremated palette, and I watched the entire 21 minutes and 50 seconds. The beginning of it is him addressing all of the criticism that he received and people having, you know, a lot of opinions about the name of the palette and the timing of the release of the palette and all that kind of stuff. So I went in and I took notes because I'm only a professional, as Dolly Parton says in Smoky Mountain Christmas. We're only professionals. But anyway, we're almost professionals. Anyway, so I took some notes to tell you guys what he had to say. He addresses it in about 5 minutes, and then he goes on and Lipstick Nick does a look on him with the makeup palette. So, the first thing he says is that and I'm just going to say what he says, and you guys feel free to comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. He said that it takes a long time to create a palette, is what he says. After that, he comes out later and he says that he started planning this over a year ago and that it was actually trademarked and finalized in September of 2019. He says that this is art. He said that he never comes from a negative place, that nothing ever comes from a bad place, that it was never created to be offensive. He says that he couldn't fit it in anywhere else in this year because this year is full. He talked about a summer collection that he has coming out really, really soon, and that he's got a full year, and that he's got all these different releases, and there wasn't anywhere else to fit it in. If he would have had to have moved it, he would have had to have moved it to fall of 2021. He didn't want to do that because then it would have been close to getting more of like the expiration date, and that he doesn't ever want to put out a bad experience for his customers, and that he said he never wants to discredit anyone's feelings, okay? Now, I will tell you, I thought that it was interesting how he covered all his bases. I was kind of surprised, honestly, that he didn't go in and say Well, honestly, I'm not surprised that he didn't do it. But I thought, if you're going to do it, this is your moment to come out and say that I understand that a lot of people, and I know people are going to say he kind of said it this way, but he really didn't. I thought he would come out and say, hey, listen, like, I know a lot of people are upset with the timing of this, and it blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, for those people out there that are offended by this, you know, like, I'm sorry, but he didn't do any of that, okay? And maybe he doesn't feel like he needs to. I don't know. He just went in and gave explanations for all of it. So, do you feel like those explanations are enough? Do you not? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys in the comment section below. I'm kind of, at this point, getting real... I'm kind of over talking about this palette. So, we're going to go on and talk about Nikkie Tutorials. Nikkie Tutorials, she came out today. And her video, which I just watched the entire thing. Hold on a second, let me pull it up for you. Now I got that song stuck in my head. Somebody to Love. She came out and she did a video. And her video is called, hold on a second. I can't get it off the ad. Jeffree Star Cremated Palette Review. Yikes. Okay, so Nikkie, who is, you know, she's great at her clickbait title, so she knew that everybody's going to come over here and watch it because she was going to give this whole thing a negative review if it says yikes, right? So she goes in at the beginning of the video and she kind of addresses the drama. She says there's a lot of drama surrounding the palette release, and she says there's always a lot of drama surrounding any of Jeffree Star's releases. And then she goes in and she says, in regards to people saying that the release of this palette is like bad timing, she said that she agrees with the people that are saying that, right? That during this time, which I thought was kind of interesting that she said that. And I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, where's she gonna go with this, right? Like, is she gonna like say this palette, we know that her and Jeffree are friendly, right? So I was like, is she gonna say that this is a bad palette and that he shouldn't have released it now? She doesn't really say that. She says the timing is bad, but then she goes in to explain that, you know, it takes a long time to come up with the palettes, and that when she did the Ellen show in January, that she went to go visit Jeffree Star that night, and he showed her the palette, so that this thing was supposed to come out, motorboat! That might be one of my new catchphrases, because that's 2 days in a row that I said it. Motorboat. Anyway. So, she comes out and she says that she visited Jeffree in January when she was there for the Ellen show, and that he showed her the palette, so that he had this concept long before. It was supposed to be released in April. Jeffree also says in his video that he pushed it back a month and a half, so he couldn't push it out, you know, like really push it! Push it real good. Dun, 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 dun. You all remember dancing in the club to that song? Way before they had mixes in the clubs. We just danced to the music. We didn't need no mixes. You remember that? We don't need no mixes. We just came here to dance. Anyway, dun, 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 dun. Anyway, so she comes out and then she does this look. I have to say, the look that she does is beautiful. And I was really surprised over all the criticism that the palette is receiving, how great of a look she did, and she sings its praises. She does address the fact that many of the colors are similar, but she says at the beginning something to the effect of, like, I'm going to have to address how there are a lot of repeats of the colors in here. She tweeted out yesterday, I noticed, that somebody said, or she said, I'm going to review this tomorrow, what do people want to see, or something like that. Or I don't even know if she put that. She said she's going to put the review out because a lot of people have requested it. And underneath there, somebody actually had a lot of the colors side by side. There were like eight colors that were very similar. And they said, I hope that you're going to address this. And she did address it at the beginning. She said a lot of the colors are repeats. And at the end, but she didn't really go in and show which colors are repeats. At the end, and she didn't have to, but at the end she said, you know, a lot of the colors are repeats. I wish we had seen different this, different that. But she sang its praises. I will tell you that Nikkie did something in this video that was different than what she usually does. It was interesting watching it. I'm like, she's a little, I think, worried about what Jeffree might say if she comes out and gives this a negative review, which she did a gorgeous look with it. She did. So she wouldn't have anyway. But at the very end of the video, she doesn't really take a stance on it one way or the other. She was like, you can buy it if you want to spend your money on it. If you don't, that's your thing, blah, blah, blah. She takes a very neutral stance on it, which I've seen Nikkie do in the past, but not often. She usually comes out and she says, like, she really loves it or she doesn't love it. You know, she gives her final thoughts on it, and she's honest with her final thoughts. And she's honest through the video. She talks a little bit about Fallout and some other things in there. But other than that, she kind of at the very end is just very, very neutral. So I don't know. I think that she wanted to do the video because everybody was asking her for it. If she, you know, she's between a rock and a hard place. If she doesn't do the video, people are going to be like, why aren't you reviewing it? If she does the video, she has to come out and she has to address what people are saying, you know, on and on and on. And, so yeah, I will say this, you know, like a lot of like these beauty influencers are always like, you know, like I've said a lot about Shane Dawson not doing a look with the conspiracy palette. If Jeffree Star hadn't come out and done a look with this palette, he would have been even more criticized than he was being already. So I thought like for him to come out and address it and do a look, I don't know. It's up to you. What do you guys think on how he addressed it? Do you think it was enough? Do you think it wasn't enough? How do you like how Nikkie handled the whole situation? I'll leave it up to you guys. You put it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. We're on to other news. Okay. So the next thing, whoo! I'm winded at 10 minutes and 34 seconds. The next thing, and don't call me Mariah like the wind, but I wish I was Mariah Carey sometimes. Do I have a Mariah song? Do I, excuse me, assistant, Elizabeth? Did you ever watch Nancy Grace back in the day? And she'd call her assistant Elizabeth, who was always like throwing up pictures. Elizabeth, can we get that picture now? Elizabeth, I miss Nancy Grace so much. I found out she had a Facebook show. I have a Facebook group. It's called A True Crime Book Club. I run it with my good Judy Mel. Go over and check it out. I'll list it below. We have surpassed 500 members of the group so far. I'm so excited. Anyway, next month we're reading about the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. Here, let me go in and put in a little number 2 Morphe with all that. It's called Chubby Chap. How appropriate. Okay, so anyway, where's my fans? My fans. The next thing I saw on Instagram last night, and I was like, girl, what is all of this about, okay? So here, I just want to show it to you. Well, James Charles came out, and he said, I'll preface the video, okay? James Charles came out on Instagram, and he said that he wasn't going to put a video up on Tuesday, and this is the reason why right here.
Hello you guys, I have some bad news, but hopefully you understand. I know earlier today I said there's going to be a brand new video up on my channel at 12 because it's Tuesday, but unfortunately that will not be the case. We are not going to be posting a video today. Basically today's upload was a super emotional and special one to us that I was really excited to share with you guys, but we just watched back the actual video and it just doesn't come across that way at all. It just was really rushed, and that should not be the case really ever. You guys know that I only want to upload the best of the best, and I just feel like we need a little bit more time to go back to the drawing board and to honestly start over on this video, which is not ideal at all. We don't want to do that, but this is a really special video and I really want it to be special to you guys as well. So we're going to push it back. I will obviously keep you guys posted, and there will be a normal video on my channel on Friday. It's a really good one as well. So hopefully you guys will be excited for that, and I'm really sorry, but I love you and this one is going to be worth the wait, I promise.
Okay, sis. So here's my question, okay? On the heels of the Instant Influencer show, just doing this whole apology mini challenge thing, compact challenge, where he taught them basically that they're going to have to fake an apology at some point. Then he comes out and he says that he had this really emotional video that he wanted to do, but it wasn't emotional enough. When we watched it back, it wasn't emotional enough. And I'm sitting there watching this and I'm thinking to myself, so did you not fake the emotion enough? Or I mean, I've made many emotional videos in my life, right? Okay, just trust. If you go watch my vlog, I cry literally every other day on that vlog, okay? And I don't ever think to myself, you didn't cry enough or whatever, you know? It was funny because back in the day, my vlogs are literally an hour to 2 hours long. I just did a 3-hour one the other night. And I used to have people say to me that I scripted these vlogs. I'm literally driving around in a car, okay? And then I scripted these vlogs and then I read back the script, which is crazy to me. But anyway, I digress. Go check out my vlog though. If you just want some background noise, it's people say it's like a podcast. You can just listen to me tell stories of my life. It's called Peter Vlogs. But anyway, listed below. You know, I've made a lot of emotional videos on my channel, you know, and I don't ever think I'm thinking about the videos that I've made that have been really hard for me to make. For example, when I made a video doing an update video about our dog's passing, you know, in January, I did that video, and then I came back and I did a video about the lessons that I had learned from Pee-Pee and things like that in my life. And I remember reaching over and hitting record and reaching over and hitting stop and editing off the beginnings and the ends, clipping off the beginning and the end of it so it looked more cohesive. I I don't remember watching that video back and thinking to myself, it's not emotional enough. Because when you're really emotional about something, doesn't that come across? Or doesn't that come across in the way that would just be natural to you? And why are we not putting out what's a natural emotional video? Like, if you have to push yourself, push it real good, then obviously it's not a super emotional or special video to you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I was kind of like a little blindsided by that when I saw that he said that. I was like, what does this mean? And does that mean that every video and everything you've ever done, that you've come out and you've like, have there been 15 takes to get more emotional? Get more emotional, get more emotional, I mean, like, that's what I want to know now, right? Like, has all of it? Because, like, here on your show, you basically came out and were proud of the fact of how to, like, put together a believable apology that people will accept. There was no education to that of, like, own your stuff, take responsibility, learn from it, be accountable. It was just put out an apology video that will be good enough for the people. And then you come out and you put this, and I don't even think he's aware of it. I don't even think that James is aware of it. Because maybe this is just how he thinks. Because he put this, you know, and I don't think it's very smart as a businessman. I really don't. If this is what you want people to think, that you have no real emotions tied to all of this. You know what I mean? That, like, I don't know, that you're gonna, like, I don't know. To me, real knows real. Real knows real. That's what I think, you know, that's what I know. Years and years and years and years ago on, do y'all remember Johnny Boy XO? Where is she? I follow her on Instagram, and people beg her to come back to YouTube. She never will. Hell, she'd be demonetized left and right today on YouTube. But we interviewed her for a website that we had way, way back in the day. And I remember I asked her, I said, why do you think you're so popular on YouTube? Like, why do you think that people respond to you the way that they do and they love you? And she said, you know, I just tell my story, and I think that people, like, real knows real. And I think that's so true. And I think we're going to get out. I predicted this for the last couple years, not because I'm a psychic, because I just think that this is the trend that we're going in. I think people are tired of the fakety-fakety. I really do. And yes, James is growing at leaps and bounds by a certain age group, right? But James has to, at this point, capitalize on that age group because he's growing. Like, he keeps on putting out that he's going to be 21 in 3 days. I think it's 21 in 3 days. So happy birthday, James. Happy early birthday. But, you know, like, in 4 years, he's going to be 25. You know, he's moving and he's getting older, right? He's not going to be able to hold the attention of the 12 to 15-year-old group for much longer. And then we're going to see these younger beauty people come up, and they're going to take over that. And so for him to continue to do these, you know, very contrived videos, over-the-top videos. I mean, at some point, people are they're going to want to see a relatable James. And I think that YouTube is moving in the direction of people wanting to see people that are more relatable anyway, that are more real. And if you're not that, I think that you're going to start losing favor with people. I think people are starting to question what they're really interested in watching these days. You know what I mean? And so yeah, so there's that. So anyway, that was the thing with James Charles. And then I wanted to go in and I wanted to talk about this thing with Daniel PRATT really quick. So let me know what you think about the James Charles thing. But then I wanted to go in and talk about this Daniel PRATT thing really, really quick. Hold on a second. Okay, I found it. I didn't want to make y'all wait. It's Mr. PRATT, not Daniel PRATT. Anyway, Logan Paul put this up last night on Twitter. And it says, this Friday, May 22nd, Maverick Clothing relaunches. Never been so scared and excited in my life, right? And I didn't really think much about it when I saw it come up. Well, then Daniel PRATT, he retweeted it, and he said this, and he said, Influencer Manipulation 101. Y'all know damn well what you're doing when you word SHIT like this to your child audience, and you know damn well it's going to sell out in 5 minutes, shaking my head, right? And it was really, really interesting, the thread underneath here. Someone said, he said, this is not attacking this clown. Plenty of massive creators do it. The crocodile tears while promoting their overpriced merch. It's so exhausting to see. I have to laugh, right? And the people underneath here have a lot to say. Someone said they always find a way to subliminally do it, especially when their audience is a younger age range, and it's so sad and frustrating to see them being put on this pedestal and give a platform when most of the times there's no good intentions behind anything they do. The thing that's really interesting to me about this is that Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like, they push their merch all the time, right? And I said in a video the other day, I could care less. Push your merch. Push it real good. I don't have to do a little side. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? Anyway, I don't really care. Push your merch, right? But to come out and act like I'm so scared it's not going to sell out is like, what? Anyway, Someone said, same with Jake Paul, like, this is so disgusting. Someone said, can you do a series just on influencer behavior? Someone said, period love. There's this person here that is such a Logan Paul fan that it just is, like, too much. Someone said, I like how you're pissed, but we get manipulated every day, LMAO, but no one says SHI Toot because it's normal. And he responds and says, well, I think it's time that SHI Toot is called out for everyone. And they go on and on and on underneath here. And hold on a second. Someone said, manipulation, that seems like a bit of a stretch. How do you know what his intentions are? Not a huge fan of the guy, but I swear people will take any opportunity to dunk on him. How many people really think that, I'm just, hands up, okay? I'm not even going to put a poll up. How many people think that Logan Paul is really scared to put out merch? Seriously? Okay. And people go on and on and on. Someone said, boom, I love you. It's marketing 101. You right too. Someone said all this kind of stuff. There were a couple people in here. Now I can't find it. Hold on a second. I think I had it. I think I had it saved. Let me look in my, here we go again with the receipts. The receipts, witness. Someone said, cough, cough. Shane Dawson, and someone respond, how? Shane literally is on Instagram saying, please don't feel obligated to buy any of these things. I just love to create and share with you guys. He never wants to be someone who takes advantage of his following. And someone said, I'm a Shane fan, but like, that is a sales tactic just as much as any others. And I thought that was interesting because last night, on the heels of Shane Dawson coming out and showing his silly putty, I mean slime, the day before, that honestly was a slip of the tongue, kind of. But anyway, I wish you would come out with silly putty. Do you guys remember silly putty back in the day? I lived for that stuff. But anyway, he comes out and shows the slimes, and then he says, but you guys, you don't have to buy it. I know that, like, on the grand scheme of things, slimes is, you know, number 1,532. Then he comes out yesterday. Let me get back into my receipts again. He comes out yesterday on his Instagram story. Where is it? I have a receipt of this. And he like answered 2 questions. And one of the questions was anything, or he said anything you want to see. And someone said any new designs for merch. And he threw this up here, right here. Been working on some spiraling since 1988 merch ideas. So apparently, he says in the, his little video that he put out on Instagram too, which I would show you guys, but what's the point? I can just tell you what he says. He says that he really wants to post a video, but he doesn't know what he wants to post. Oh, he also put in there that, well, you guys want to hear what he had to say? Here you go.
Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I want to give a little update. I've still been working every night, writing, and feeling really excited. And the ghost in my house has been getting worse. A lot worse. Like crazy worse. But besides that, everything's going great. And I kind of want to film something either this week or this weekend, or I don't know. I can't film a main channel series or anything because everybody's still kind of on lockdown. So that probably won't happen till summertime. But I don't know. Is there anything specific that you guys want to see? Sorry, it cut off at the end, and I was just grabbing my morning water. Anyways, what I was saying, is there anything you guys want to see? I don't really know. Like, I haven't been inspired to just, like, film something funny or anything in a long time. So I'm finally kind of feeling a little bit back to myself. So let me know. I'll put a little thing here, and you can tell me if there's anything. Maybe just update funny video, or I don't know, trying to show you guys all my recipes that I've been creating. You don't want that. I don't know. Okay, hope you guys are having a good day. Bye.
So he wants to know what you guys want to see. I'll tell you what I want to see, okay? Less merch, more videos. He's talking about this ghost in the house. Why don't you record that? Why don't you and Rylan make a video ghost hunting in your house? People would love that. He's talking about this ghost and how this ghost is crazy. It's all over. I would love to see that video. I think that would be a hilarious video, even if we never saw any footage of a ghost, which I could care less of. But I don't want to see any more merch. Then he puts this picture up of his his makeup look and said that he really misses doing makeup. So, you know, maybe he'll put out a look real soon. I don't know. Who knows at this point? I would just like to see Shane put out something, right? And I know that he feels at this point that he has to have a whole series to put over on his Shane channel, but then isn't that what the Shane Glosson channel is all about? Like, to put up other things over there? Like, that's what he said, right? He originally said that that was his channel to play with makeup, and then he was going to put other things up there. He could put edit cuts of the series. I don't know if anybody wants to see that anymore. He could put a lot of the stuff that he's putting on his Instagram story, he literally could make into a 2 or 3 minute video on his Shane Glosson channel, and people would love to watch it. They just want to see something from Shane. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just post something, you know? Talk about your process of putting together this horror movie, or what your idea is, or something. I don't know. People just want to see something from him other than more merch ideas. I mean, at this point, you're just becoming, you know, like I don't know, like a store instead of a YouTuber. That's how I feel. So anyway, I just like to see some videos. I'd like to see some Shane videos and not as much merch. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think about all of these things I talked about. Woo! I got through a lot of stuff today. Let me know what you guys think about all of it. Put it in the comment section below. I love you guys. I have no idea what I'm gonna title this video. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.